Hey everyone, what's up? In today's video, I'm going to be going through all of my favorite drugstore makeup products of 2018. I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of videos like this week. I want to do my favorite high-end makeup. I also want to do my favorite skincare of 2018. If there are any other favorites videos you guys want to see, please let me know in the comments down below. Some other ideas I had are my favorite BoxyCharm products of 2018 or my favorite makeup brushes of 2018. Just let me know in the comments down below what kind of videos that you guys want to see. I really want to do as many favorites of 2018 as I can, and I didn't want to just put them in one video because I feel like that would be too much in one video. So I wanted to kind of split them up so I could really give you guys information about each of the products. So before we get into all of my drugstore favorites, I would really appreciate it if you would give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And I'm also doing a huge giveaway right now, so if you guys want to enter that, I will have a link in my description box below. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to be going through these in the order that I would apply them to my face, and sadly I don't have a favorite drugstore primer. I have a few different ones that I like, but I wouldn't call them a favorite. So if you guys have a favorite drugstore primer, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to try out some more drugstore makeup. So I'm first going to be starting out with the three foundations that I have been loving the entire year. The first one is one that I discovered back in the summertime, I'm pretty sure, and it is the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Foundation. This is one of those obviously cushion foundations. You open it up and the foundation is inside right here. I really like this for the summertime. I know it's January right now and I haven't been using this really since the summer, but it is such a good foundation for the summertime, and it also has SPF in it. It just looks so natural on the skin. You can build it up. It's kind of a light to medium coverage. I really like the way that it looks on the skin. I tested this out in a drugstore first impressions video a while back, and I was really shocked at how well it performed on the skin, and I really liked it a lot. They don't really have a good shade range in this foundation. I feel like they can definitely improve on that, but it is a really affordable drugstore foundation. It's pretty good, so I would definitely recommend trying this out for the summer months. The next two foundations you guys have seen non-stop if you follow me on Instagram. They're the two foundations that I use pretty much every day. The first one is also from Wet n Wild. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This is an amazing drugstore foundation, you guys. I wear this to work or to events that I have to go to all day, and I've worn this on days that have been I've had to wear it for more than 12 hours and it still looks great. It doesn't break apart in this area, which is where I have a lot of issues with other foundations. This performs a lot better than some of the high-end foundations that I have, so highly recommend this one. I want to say it's $5.99, and they do have a better shade range in this foundation than they do in the Cushion foundation. And then my last drugstore foundation favorite of 2018 is the LA Girl Pro Matte Foundation. They also have a different version of this foundation that's not matte, and I really want to try that one out as well. Apparently it's a dupe for the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, which is one of my all-time favorite high-end foundations. But I did try out the matte version of this foundation and I really like it a lot. It looks really pretty on the skin. It's not too matte where it's looks cakey and dry. I feel it's just the perfect amount of matte, and it does keep you matte all day. This is another foundation that I can wear all day and it does not break apart on my face. Next up, I have a concealer, and this is no surprise to you guys, I'm sure. It is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer. This is the only concealer that I have been using pretty much all year. I have been obsessed with this concealer. I first tried it out because people said it was a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape concealer, which I don't actually like that concealer underneath my eyes. I just don't like it. I don't really know how people like that concealer. I feel it's just very cakey and dry on your under eyes. This one is not like that at all. I feel it's the better version of the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. I feel people thought it was a dupe because this is really full coverage like the Tarte Shape Tape. However, this one is a lot creamier and it feels more comfortable underneath the eyes. This is the concealer that I wear every single day. I'm obsessed. They do sell it in this bigger size now. The original size of it is this tall, I think, so this is the big version of it. So next up, I have two face powders from Maybelline. The first one is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. This is a translucent setting powder. I love this powder for all over the face. I love it for underneath the eyes. I do need to pick it up in some other shades because I have mine in the shade 05, which is the lightest shade. I like this one for underneath the eyes because it makes them look very like bright and awake. However, if I put this all over the rest of my face, I look like super, super pale. So I need to get this in a few other shades. This is a really nice, like finely milled powder. I'm not the biggest fan of the packaging. I feel like it just, I don't know, it's a little bit like messy to me the way that it's set up here. And then the other powder that I have been loving is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Powder. I was on Twitter one day and Norvina posted something on Twitter about her pores when she uses powders, and someone recommended this, so I went ahead and picked it up. I love the way that this looks on the skin. I actually really like to use it with like this little sponge that comes with it. I don't ever use these. And then I just like to set areas where I feel like I need extra coverage or to stay matte, like areas that would crease on my face. This looks really nice and natural on the skin, and it definitely helps me stay matte. I really like to powder my nose with this. Next up, we have my favorite bronzer from the drugstore for 2018, and not only is this my favorite bronzer from the drugstore, this is like my favorite bronzer of all time. It is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Mine is the light version of this bronzer. As you guys can see, I'm about to run out, but I do already have a backup of this. I just love the way that this looks on the skin. Like, it just looks so natural whenever you put this on your face. If you are fair-skinned, I definitely recommend using the light version of this bronzer. It smells really good. Like, the smell of this just reminds me of like the summer and the beach. I love that. And the fragrance in this does not like irritate my skin or anything like that. This is definitely the best bronzer I've tried from the drugstore. It is a little bit more expensive for a drugstore product, but just in general, I feel like Physicians Formula is pretty expensive for drugstore makeup. Now we have a blush, and this is from Wet n Wild. This is their Color Icon Ombre Blush in the shade of the Princess Daiquiris. I love the way that this blush looks. It's a very light blush, but I feel like when you just blend the two colors together, it gives like a really natural light pink. This shade is really good for fair skin. This is the only like Wet n Wild blush that I've tried. I really like it a lot. I want to try some more of their blushes. I don't really have any other like blushes from the drugstore that I really liked or tried out in 2018. All of the blushes that I really liked this year were like high-end blushes, but I am going to be doing a high-end makeup favorites video, so keep an eye out for that. I do have quite a few highlighters to share with you guys. The first one is definitely my favorite of this year. This is the MILANI Strobe-Light Afterglow Highlighter. I wear this highlighter literally every single day. I love the way that it looks. This is a very blinding highlight from the drugstore. It's just a really like pretty peachy golden color. I'm obsessed with this highlight. I use this literally every single day. Definitely recommend it. I haven't tried any of the other shades from MILANI, but this one is really, really, really good. Next up, I have two highlighters from Wet n Wild. I have a whole lot of Wet n Wild in this favorites video. These are the Mega Glow highlighting powders. I have these shades Blossom Glow and Precious Petals. Blossom Glow is like a really pretty like light pink shade, and then Precious Petals is like almost like a rose gold kind of shade. These are really, really good highlighters. They're really affordable. The packaging's not my favorite. Obviously, they look and feel very cheap, but the product itself is really, really good. These are pretty blinding as well. So the next item is not actually from the drugstore. It is just an affordable makeup brand. I do have a few other things that are not actually at the drugstore. This is the Bad Habit Beauty Paradise Highlight Kit. This is a dupe for the Huda Beauty highlighting kits. I love this palette. These shades in here are so good. They're honestly like almost as good, if not better, than the actual Huda Beauty one. Like these, let me just show you guys. The pigmentation is crazy, and this palette is super affordable. Bad Habit also has another really good highlighting palette. It's the pink one. I'm pretty sure it's a dupe for the Anastasia and Nicole Guerrero highlight palette, which I never actually got, but I really want to pick one of those up. I need to try out the other Bad Habit highlighting palette. I definitely recommend this one. They also have it in another shade. This is the Paradise one. I think they have another one that's the Oasis highlighting palette. Moving on to eyeshadow palettes. I have 3 palettes here to share with you guys. The first one is the Wet n Wild Rose in the Air palette. This is like a dupe for the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. I have a whole video, I think it was the same first impressions video that I did where I tried out the Cushion foundation. Mine's like really disgusting and dirty, but I love this palette. These shades are so pigmented and they blend out so easily. I'm just gonna show you guys some swatches of these shades. So here are some of the shades in this palette. Like, the pigmentation of these seriously just like amazes me because this is so affordable. Pretty sure this is like a $5 palette, so if you were looking for like super affordable but good quality makeup, check out anything from Wet n Wild. They have pretty much all amazing products. Like, I really don't think that I've tried anything from Wet n Wild that I didn't like, honestly, except for maybe like one of the $1 like glitter eyeshadows that they have. I don't even think I have it anymore. I'm pretty sure I picked it up a few years ago to try out for like Halloween makeup and it was just a disaster, but everything else I've tried from Wet n Wild, definitely really good. The other two eyeshadow palettes are technically not drugstore makeup, but they are really affordable. This is the Bad Habit Beauty After Hours palette. This is a dupe for the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions palette. I have a video where I tested this palette out, compared it to the Huda Beauty one. I'm pretty sure this is like $10 and the Huda Beauty one is like $27, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure I liked this palette better than that one. Like, look at the pigmentation of those mattes. They're super soft and creamy, really pigmented. You have to be careful that you don't apply too much. And also these shimmery shades are really pretty as well. You can buy like any of the Bad Habit products from the actual Bad Habit website, or if you go to, there's a Shop Hush app and a website you can buy from there as well. And then the last palette is one that I got towards the end of 2018. It is the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette. I don't know what took me so long to get this palette, but I'm so glad that I finally did. This is a really affordable, all colorful palette. I love this palette. I've used pretty much all of the shades like from here over. I haven't really dipped into the blues and purples very much. So we're almost done with all of my favorite drugstore products of 2018. The last category we're gonna be talking about is lip products. I don't really have any like mascaras or like eyeliners or anything because my favorite mascaras are all high-end mascaras. But yeah, we're gonna be going through the lip products. The first one I've talked about before in a favorites video. This is from the brand NYX. This is their soft matte lip cream in the shade Stockholm. This is one of my favorite nude lip shades from the drugstore. This is just like a creamy liquid lipstick. It's not transfer proof and it's not very long lasting, but I like how comfortable these are on the lips. This is my favorite lip color from the drugstore. Let me just show you guys. It's just like the perfect like peachy nude. I love this shade. And then my last favorite like affordable or drugstore makeup is from ColourPop. These are the Matte Luxe lipsticks, and I have a whole video where I swatched every single shade that they came out with. These are like probably my favorite lip product of this year. I am obsessed with these. They're super creamy. The pigmentation is so good. You can get like full coverage pigmentation with one swipe. There are a ton of super pretty nude shades. I have like all of the nude shades here to show you guys. I have like all of the colors in this lipstick because I'm obsessed with it. I will have the video of me swatching all of these shades like in a card somewhere on the screen. So those are all of my favorite like drugstore and affordable makeup products of 2018. Leave me a comment down below with what you guys were loving from the drugstore or any affordable makeup that you were loving in 2018. I always love when you guys give me like product recommendations. A lot of products that I try out are because you guys asked me to. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Make sure you guys keep an eye out for my other upcoming favorites videos that I'm going to be doing. Don't forget to let me know what other kind of favorites videos you guys want to see. And make sure you guys check out my description box below. I will have links to my other social media accounts like my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook page there. I do post different content on my Instagram, so make sure you guys follow me on there. And also I'm going to have that giveaway linked in my description box below, as well as all of these products that I mentioned in today's video. And before you leave, make sure you guys click the bell next to the subscribe button so you can receive notifications of when I post new videos. Thank you so much for watching.